This is beautiful over here. Look at this. The menorah right over here on the corner of our campus, 87th Avenue and 112th Street. So it's the third day of Hanukkah, right before Shabbos. I want to share with you a most amazing story I heard today from a rabbi. And I think it's such an important message for the holiday of Hanukkah that we're going through right now, what we're celebrating right now. So there was an artist in Israel that heard about the trauma that children go through when they have to run to the shelters, especially the people living in the south. And when an alarm goes off that a missile is coming in from Gaza, I'm talking about this before October 7th, you have like 20 seconds to run into, or 15 seconds to run into the shelter. And it's very traumatic. The shelter, the room is traumatic. It's dark and scary. So you say, you know what? Why don't I go there and start going into the shelters and drawing beautiful pictures. Picture of two boys chasing a butterfly, a girl holding onto a balloon. So when they come in there, it should be a calming place. And he went on his own, and he went to shelters, many shelters in the south, and drawn each one a different picture. When the terrible day happened of October 7th, and we know all what happened, many of the people ran into shelters. And they were obviously in a panic then. They were scared to come out. And they kept sending texts to the family members and to police, please come and save us. But the problem was, they didn't know how to describe where they were. They didn't know how to tell people where they were to go find them. So then, the one person said the name of, to try to describe the picture that was in that shelter. And they remind themselves about this artist that drew all those pictures. So they called the artist, and they right away started describing all the different pictures, and he was able to point out each particular shelter, where these people were, and were able to save their lives. The Mossad, the Prime Minister, the greatest intelligence couldn't figure out where he was, but this artist knew where every child or every family was, and they were able to save hundreds of people's lives because of that. And the reason why this story is so powerful is because this particular artist, on his own, no one asked him to do it, he said, you know what, I want to bring light. I want to be a menorah. I bring light in a very dark place when kids and families have to run into a shelter when the missiles come into the Gaza. And he thought nothing of it. Okay, he took the pictures, he drew the pictures, and that's it. Wasn't such a big deal. Little did he know that him drawing those pictures and bringing the light at that period of the life was able to bring the most beautiful menorah of light, of saving so many people's lives on the day of October 7th and October 8th. And I think it's such an important message to all of us. None of us should think, oh, what I do is insignificant. What I do is not important. You know, we have to say, the rabbis tell us, a person has to say, for me, because of me, God created the world just for me. That means, what does that mean? That each one of us have to look at our life, that we are there, that we could save the world. So on a daily basis, we always have to ask ourselves, are we bringing light to the world, or are we bringing darkness to the world? In every encounter we have with people, we say, how can I bring light and goodness in that particular encounter? And that's the message of Hanukkah. And that's why the menorah, as you see right over here, it's outdoors. Because we can't just say, oh, I'm comfortable in my house, everything is great. We have responsibility to go out to the world, go out to our friends, go out to our community and say, I'm going to bring light to you. Think about this campus, that God willing, we're going to open very soon, brings light to the whole community. Good Shabbos, happy Hanukkah.